We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle, and today we have a humongous hockey card to talk about with you guys. We also have we have an NFL game that we'll talk about. We'll have some two baseball games to talk about. So lots of games today. It'll be a longer show. Including the first game of the Sabre season, which I'm really excited about. So before we jump into it, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. Appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All of it is linked down below. If you guys are interested in grabbing our card, you guys can go ahead and jump over to the picksandparleys.net website, or you guys can become a member of the YouTube channel, or, check out the TikTok. But anyways, so if you guys are interested in any of that stuff, make sure you guys are jumping on there. Big day today. We are live on Earle Sports Bets and Picks and Parleys YouTube. We're live on ESPN on Twitch, Picks and Parleys on Twitter. The Earle Sports Bets Twitter isn't working right now, so that one's going to be off for today. We're live on Kick, and we're live on TikTok, so make sure you guys are following over there as well. I'll go ahead and put the TikTok link in the chat so you guys can go ahead and follow that, because we're trying to reach 1,400 followers on TikTok, and we're live Monday. We're live every single day on TikTok besides Sunday. So make sure you guys are checking all of that out. But we'll go ahead. Yesterday's games, that's what I wanted to look at. Yesterday was a winning day. And it was beautiful. I like winning days. We had a couple of losers. Vladdy over his bases, he got one, which unfortunate, did not get there. I had the Dodger run line, didn't get there. They lose game 4 today. We'll talk about that one in a minute. Seattle, the Mariners went up 3-0 and proceeded to blow it. They ended up losing on game 8-3. Vegas puck line loser. They lose in a shootout. Middle Tennessee money line, they were a loser, and UTEP was a loser. So both plays in college football did not work out for me yesterday. It was just the chalk favorites, so lovely there. But here's where everything turned around, because we had Josh Naylor over his bases. I added that after the show when I found out he was in the starting lineup after his wife had a kid. So he definitely had new dad powers and got his bases there. The Toronto Maple Leafs on the puck line, I got that at plus 170. That was a nice winner. They win 5-2. The Toronto Blue Jays was a very nice winner, because not only did the Blue Jays win, but
the Yankees lose.
And you love to see that one. Plus 155 on that. Jackson Chourio over his bases. He got there for me from Milwaukee, along with the over in the Milwaukee game of 6.5. It finished 4-3. So it was a little bit more of a sweat than I thought when it was 4-1 after the first inning. But winner there. And the Boston Bruins got there as well. Plus 170 on the money line for that one. So a bunch of nice plus monies end up making it a profitable day. So yesterday, good day, good day besides college football, and we'll hopefully have another good day today. Yesterday the college football teams lost. Yes, I realized that. The Mariners loss cost me big. Well, I had a profitable day altogether, so if you took everything, you were up money. But I'm sorry that the Mariners cost you. They cost me too. By the way, check out the TikTok if you haven't already. Make sure you guys are following me over on TikTok. And IceX. How's it going? Welcome. We've got we'll start with the NFL game tonight, and then we'll go from there. We'll start with the Eagles and the Giants. The Eagles are 7-point favorites with a total of 40.5, and I'm seeing 7s and 7.5s everywhere. So it depends on what book you're getting at. Depends on what line you're going to get it at. But Philadelphia, 4-1, Giants 1-4, and you look at the results for each team. The Eagles are coming off their first loss of the year. That was a 21-17 loss to the Denver Broncos. Previous to that, wins against Dallas, Kansas City, the Rams, and Tampa Bay. On the flip side, you have the New York Giants, who are coming off of a loss to the New Orleans Saints, giving the Saints their first win of the year. That previous to that, they came off of a win versus the Chargers, but the Chiefs, Dallas Cowboys, and the Commanders all took care of business versus the Giants, and now they're 1-4. The way I looked at this game, I'm not interested in the side in this game. I took the under in this game, and I saw the line go from 43.5 to 40.5, and a lot of people love the over. So I ended up taking the under in this game, under between the Eagles and the Giants on Thursday Night Football. Ben Mitchell saying Cubs by a million. I'm on the Brewers run line, so I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. And what's up, Isaacs? What's up? We'll go over the 2 baseball games, and then we got some hockey afterwards. Just a couple hockey games. We got the Dodgers and the Phillies. The Dodgers sitting around the -140 area now with a total of 8. We got Glasnow taking on Christopher Sanchez. Sanchez got to pitch game 1 against the Dodgers. He went 5 2/3 innings, allowing 2 earned runs and 4 hits. He got 8 strikeouts in that span, and they did. He didn't get the loss; it was a no decision, but the Dodgers did win that game. On the opposite side, you got Tyler Glasnow, which Glasnow did pitch for the Dodgers in game 1 as well. He got a hold in that game. He pitched 1 2/3 innings, allowed no earned runs, 2 hits, and 34 pitches. So we're not really going to see much from him. So I'm going to assume it's going to be more of a bullpen game, but I trust that whatever the Dodgers bring out will be just fine. And when I looked at this game, I took the Dodgers. I got their money line at -131, about the top of my range for laying numbers. But I like the Dodgers to finish out the series tonight and move on to the championship series. And I think we're going to have both of our teams established for the NLCS after tonight. But we'll have to check that out then. But Dodgers money line. Glad you're still doing it, Twin. Keep grinding. I like the under tonight too in the Philly. Yes, I like it. I like the under in tonight's game for the Giants and Eagles. I'm rooting for more baseball. I hope Phillies and Cubs both force game 5s. I disagree. I'm on both series to end tonight. So I'm going to disagree with you on that one. I would love to see the Phillies lose. DT's making fun of Ben saying, sell me instead. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go ahead and talk over that Brewers-Cubs game. The Brewers -120 with a total of 7. Freddie Peralta and Matthew Boyd. We saw this matchup in game number 1 where Freddie Peralta went 5 2/3 innings, allowing 2 earned runs, 4 hits. That was in a 9-3 win for the Brewers. On the opposite side, Matthew Boyd got smacked around. 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 6 total runs. Only 2 of them were earned. But that was in 2/3 of an inning. So he pitched 30 pitches, and that was it for that game. I'm going to say he's probably going to go a little bit deeper in this game, but I still think he's going to let up runs. I still think he's going to get hit. So when it comes to it, I am on the Brewers tonight. I grabbed the Brewers -1.5 at +147. And I grabbed them. The reason why I grabbed the Brewers on the run line instead of the Dodgers are at home, and they're going to have one less at bat. Brewers on the road, I think they're able to win this one by at least 2. So Brewers run line against the Cubs. We'll go ahead and keep on rolling because we've got a massive hockey card today, and we're going to start it off in Florida. as we got the defending Stanley Cup champions. The Panthers are minus 225 against Philadelphia with a total of 5.5 in this game. I am starting to see some sixes. Philadelphia, this is their first game of the season. We saw them in preseason, but I'm not really worried about that. Philly, we have not seen yet, although I am not super high on Philly this year. On the opposite side, obviously, the Florida Panthers are going to be good. I strongly believe that. Although 225 is a little bit high of a line, so I'm not really too interested in going after a money line on that one. Although the line is moving towards the Panthers. The play that I end up getting with is I took the over in this game. No, sorry. Did I not? Oh, I didn't. Sorry. I took it over in a different game. I was looking at a different game. I did not end up betting this game. This one did not have enough line movement or anything in that nature for me. You do have a Florida Panthers team that's played a game already, so maybe that could be a little bit more helpful for them. We saw what happened with the Kings last night, but not really a game that I was overly interested in. The money is coming in more on the Panthers, so the line movement makes sense. Maybe a Panthers team total over, but I'm not going to go crazy with this one. I have, let's see how many plays in the NHL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plays tonight in the NHL. I did not get to this one. Nate Dogg in the TikTok chat saying, okay, CBJ, money line. I like that. Yep, I like CBJ tonight. We'll talk about them in a little bit. This will be the first play that we have a play from on tonight's card. We got the Senators and the Lightning. Lightning are sitting at minus 175. 6.5 is your total. Ottawa is going to be one of those weird in-the-middle teams. I feel like they're going to be pretty similar to Columbus. They're going to be pretty similar to Buffalo. They're going to be similar to Detroit. Kind of that mid-range, one or two of those teams are getting in the playoffs. I think Ottawa's probably going to be on the outside looking in. Obviously, Tampa Bay, as long as you have Vasilevsky, you will be perfectly fine. And when it came to it, in terms of line movement, because I do look at line movement and stuff for hockey, and it's gone from 160 to 180. So the line is moving in the direction of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I did take the Lightning on the puck line. When I looked at the money in this game, the money is coming in the right way on the Lightning. So I did take the Lightning on the puck line versus the Senators. Somebody's asking for Saquon anytime touchdown tonight. I could see it. I feel like that one's the thing is, I feel like that one's painfully obvious. Does that sound fair? I think that's painfully obvious. Tulane to win. I hope not. I took ECU and I took their team total, so I'm hoping ECU wins tonight. What do you think of A.J. Brown's receiving yards? I don't know if I can trust A.J. Brown. He hasn't done shit. Hurts touchdown. You bound to get a tush push in there somewhere. So maybe. ECU could still cover and lose. I hope not. I hope they don't. I hope they win because that would be a lot less stressful. Plus, I'm an ECU fan. So no, I don't hope ECU loses tonight. True, Ryan's Giants run defense isn't good, so I thought it was a lock. It's not. I would never call anything a lock. But I feel like what is the line on Saquon Barkley's touchdown prop? I feel like it's probably pretty freaking high. Minus 165. You can go 2 touchdowns at plus 330, but I'm not. If anything, if you could try to find him not to score, that might be it. You went to ECU? No, but I live in Greenville. My brother graduated from ECU. Minus 160. Yeah, I'm never laying 160. I think that's way too high. Like, I'm never laying that type of number. So I'm going to say no to Barkley touchdown prop. If anything, I wish I could find a prop on Barkley not to score. Because I feel like that could be more interesting, if that makes sense. Giants plus 7.5. Remember this? Hey, as long as it goes under, that's fine with me. But I feel like everybody's going to be on Saquon Barkley tonight. Touchdowns. There is an under on Circa for plus 130. That's very intriguing. Very intriguing to go Saquon under his touchdown. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants cover the Eagles look a little bit sloppy this season. Sure. Are you supposed to be to bet to win a unit or just a bet a unit? Depends on the play. If it's plus money, one way. If it's minus money, the other way. If it's minus money to win a unit, if it's plus money, I bet a unit. So there you go. That's why I don't like to lay. Because if I'm laying a 130, then I have to put 1.3 units on the play. That's how I do it. But we'll keep on rolling. We've got the New York Rangers and the Buffalo Sabres. Sabres game day. TikTok people can't see, but I've got my Tage Thompson jersey on. I'm ready for some Sabres hockey. This is a Rangers team that I expect to be back in the playoffs this year. They had a complete meltdown last year. Buffalo, I want to say they have a shot, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I will say the line has moved from even money to minus 105 for Buffalo, so the line is moving towards the Sabres in this game. And with the way that the money's coming in, more of the money's coming in on the Rangers. I want to kind of look towards the Sabres in this game. I'm not going to be betting them. I did take Tage Thompson over his points, over 1.5 points. That's plus 250. So I took a little bit of a shot with a player prop with him. But I'm not going to end up betting the Sabres as much as I want to. Because the way that the money's coming in, it's a no-go for me. But the way the line's moving, it's moving a little bit towards the Sabres. So I just took Tage Thompson over his points in this one. EB is saying Phillies are a lock. I have the Dodgers, so I don't think so. Hockey slip. Yes, my hockey slip's right here. Vegas is begging you to take the Dodgers at minus 130. I disagree because you've got the best pitcher for the Phillies going for them. And you've got the Dodgers most likely with a bullpen game. So, no, I don't see that as a trap play. But the more you know. Let's keep on rolling because we still got a lot of hockey plays to get to. We got the Blackhawks and the Bruins. I did not put a line in this game, of course. The Bruins are sitting around minus 150 with a total of 5.5. And the way I looked at this game, you have the Blackhawks coming off of a loss, but that was a close, hard-fought game. You have the Bruins coming off of a win, 3-1 last night. That was a plus 170 money line, and that was a nice one to get last night with the Bees. Now, your Chicago, I believe, has already said that it's not. I think it's Soderstrom tonight. It is not going to be Spencer Knight, which I'm a little bit disappointed with. Spencer Knight had a good game versus Florida. I'm surprised they didn't let him go back-to-back again with a day in between, but that's kind of going to go into my capping on this one. I think the Bruins can score. I look at this one. I like the over in this game. We've seen this line go from 5.5 to 6. I did get 5.5 at minus 115 before it went up. I think Boston's able to score against Chicago's backup. I think Chicago has enough to be able to score a couple against the Bruins, especially with the Bruins on the second leg of a back-to-back. I could easily see this game being 3-3 at one point. I almost took the Blackhawks in this game as well. But for me, I just went with the over in this one, over 5.5 for the Bruins and the Blackhawks game. No, they already made their money yesterday with everyone on taking Mariners, Brewers, and Yankees. I was not on the Yankees yesterday and Dodgers. So those are all the losing teams. Got it. I was on Seattle. I was on Toronto though, so that was nice. This next game might surprise people on what I'm actually taking this one. You got the New York Islanders taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Islanders haven't played this year yet. Penguins are coming off of a 3-0 win against the Rangers. just a absolutely dominated game from Pittsburgh. Islanders, I feel like, are going to be in that similar spot this year as like Detroit, Montreal, Buffalo, Ottawa. They're going to be in that one where it's going to be like 2 or 3 of them for a playoff spot out of those mid-range teams. And Pittsburgh, I just don't think Pittsburgh's going to be good enough by the time the season's over. But I looked at this game, and for me, I kind of wanted to fade Pittsburgh off of that 3-0 win. You've got the Islanders in this game going from minus 120 at the open up to 135. So the line is moving towards the Islanders in this game. The money's coming in the right way on it, to the point where I took the Islanders tonight, and I didn't want to lay minus 130. So I took the Islanders on the puck line at plus 205. I like the spot for it, and I'm going to be fading the Pittsburgh Penguins in this one off of their big 3-0 win. I think you're going to see something similar to that. I think you're going to see a little bit of a fade tonight of them because they're not as good as they were the other night. Islanders are not going to be fantastic. They'll be a mid-pack team, but I do like the Islanders tonight. I grabbed them plus 205 on a run line here, on a puck line. Flyers, great underdog. I could see the Flyers tonight. They're against the Panthers. I did not pull the trigger on the Flyers tonight. I did not. Panthers got some injuries. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They got plenty of injuries. They are not the same team that was hoisting the cup last year, for sure. Johnny, I appreciate you following the stream. We're trying to, or following TikTok, we're trying to hit 1,400 followers. We're currently at 1,368. So we're 32 followers away. We're hoping to hit that by, say, Sunday. Let's see if we can hit 1,400 by Sunday. So, but we did take the Islanders puck line. Javier, I appreciate you following as well. And we're going to head to the next game because we've got the Canadiens taking on the Red Wings. 6.5 total with a total of with a 135 favorite of the Red Wings. And you've got Montreal coming into this game after losing last night 5-2 to Toronto. They had to travel from Toronto to Detroit, which is not that far of a travel, but you still had to travel overnight, especially going up against a country rival, a big rivalry. And I know I might get a little bit of slack or whatever for it. My belief is the Maple Leafs and Canadiens are the biggest rivalry in hockey right now. So I'm gonna go on that one. Biggest rivalry, and they're coming off of that game. And the Detroit Red Wings have not played yet this year. Now, did I bet anything in this game? No. This one was a pass game for me. If I was betting anything, it would be Detroit, and it would be taking Detroit on the puck line. But the money just wasn't coming in the right way for that. So for me, it ended up being a pass on this one. But I wouldn't talk anybody off the Detroit Red Wings tonight. Vegas likes making money every day. They do. Vegas does. Give me the Canadiens in the bounce back spot from B Save. I personally, I'm going to be on the opposite side, or I'm not on the opposite side. I lean Red Wings, but I did not bet it. But I do have something in the next game as we got the New Jersey Devils taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Canes are minus 175 in this game with a total of 5 and a hook. You've got both teams making their first appearance of the year. Both these two, I remember last year these two teams played in the playoffs. And I believe Carolina knocked them out last year. So a little bit of a rivalry back and forth between these two teams. And I looked at this game. You've got the line moving towards the Canes because it opened up around 160, and now it's sitting at 175. You also got this line moving towards the over, which I ended up putting 2-2 in together, and I took the Canes team total over 3.5 tonight. I think the Canes get off to a hot start. Now, could they still lose the game? They could. But I see them scoring at least 4 goals tonight. I think they might have 2 by the end of the first, one in the second, and then maybe an empty netter in the third. But I do like the Canes. I took their team total over 3.5 tonight in this one. Kendall is asking me Rangers money line and under the total. God, I hope not. That sounds like an awful start to the season. So I'm going to say no. Plus, I have Taze Thompson over his points. So I'm hoping that Taze Thompson gets on the scorecard a couple of times. So I'm going to say no to that one. Start, sit, Ibuka for Garrett Wilson. Not a clue. I don't do fantasy football like that. So although I know Ibuka has been really good, but sure. You know what? Sure. Because I know the Jets suck. So there you go. And the Jets are going up against Denver's secondary, which I believe is one of the best in football. This is going to be a good matchup, though. We got the Stars and the Jets. The Stars are pick'em favorites with a total of 5.5. Two teams that definitely have big playoff hopes this year again. Dallas and Winnipeg. Dallas made it to the Western Conference Finals last year. And they fell against Edmonton. I believe Winnipeg lost to Dallas, if I remember right, although I could be wrong. Winnipeg was the best team in the Western Conference last year. But I definitely see some regression coming from the Jets. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. I think Dallas is going to be still really, really strong team. I did take Dallas in this game. The line movement for it, it went from dog to favorite because it was a pick'em for Dallas. Now they're at -115. And that's with the money coming in the right way for the Dallas Stars. So I like the Stars on the road tonight to start off 1-0. And I do see a little bit of regression from the Jets. Kendall, appreciate you following the stream. And B-Save says, how do you like the Wild tonight? I don't, because if you look here, I got the St. Louis Blues. So, but we'll talk about them in 2 games. We'll talk over the Blue Jackets and the Predators next. The Predators are -115 with a total of 6.5. 2 teams, I obviously neither of them have played yet this year. Columbus, I feel like, is another team that's going to be put right in that conversation with Montreal, Detroit, the Islanders, Sabres, and Ottawa. As like 2 of those teams are making the playoffs, and I feel like Columbus could be one of those teams that possibly makes it. Nashville had a absolutely dreadful year last year. I know they were one of those teams that everybody was super, super high on coming into the year, and they completely flopped. They were one of the worst teams in the Western Conference. And I think they start off rough again this year because I do like Columbus tonight. Columbus is a team. I got them at +120. And I see Columbus being able to take advantage of it. We've seen the line movement in this game has turned Columbus from a +120 dog, and now it's sitting more towards -110 for them. So I was able to get a good line on it. And that's with a chunk of the money coming in on the Predators. So Columbus may be one of the better bets on tonight's card. So Columbus Blue Jackets money line for me. Adam, trade Pittman for Waddle. Not a clue. I don't do fantasy football like that. I do not know. I wish I did because a lot of people ask, but I don't know fantasy football like that. Let's keep rolling. We got 5 hockey games left. Wild and the Blues are up next. The Blues are -125. 5.5 is your total in this game. The Blues, I think, are going to be a playoff team this year. I really like this Blues team, and they've had the Wild's number for some reason. Wild, I think, are going to be a fringe playoff team. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to get everything that we can out of them this year. And there's a couple teams in the Western Conference I like a little bit more than the Wild. But with that being said, I also looked at the line movement. I got -110 on this game. The Blues are up to -125. So the line movement is telling you that the Blues are the play in this game. And it going from 110 to 125, and the way that the money's coming in, where is the Wild? The money's coming in the right way on the Blues. 53% of tickets, 57% of money. So it's not overwhelming coming in. So I do like the Blues tonight. I got them at minus 120, minus 110. They're at minus 125 now. So puck line's not a bad option either. How about the debut of the Mammoth? The Mammoth are against the Avalanche tonight. The former Utah Hockey Club, the former Arizona Coyotes. Colorado coming off a 4-1 win in their first game versus the Kings. Good win for them. Just kind of a case closed. That was a nice, easy win for them. Obviously, we have not seen Utah yet. And when it came to this one, I believe, this one is a no play for me either. One of the games I just did not get to. Although you have some line movement going from 160 to 185 for the Avalanche. So I'm not going to talk you off an Avalanche puck line in this game. It's just overwhelming money, 93 for money coming in for tickets and percentage of money coming in on the Avalanche. So I think Avalanche are a little bit too much bet for me in order for me to be interested in them. So I decided to stay off of them for tonight. The line movement makes sense, but that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money coming in on the Avalanche. We keep on rolling. We got 3 games left. We got the Golden Knights taking on the San Jose Sharks, and I'm invested in this game. And I wanted to grab one other play, but it was a little bit too expensive for me. You got Vegas minus 205, 6.5 total. Vegas coming off of a game last night where they lost in overtime to LA, and then they had to travel to San Jose. Yes, it's not a far trip, but they still had to travel after a 6-5 shootout game last night. And I was very, very close to adding Sharks money line. I just have 2 things in this game. I took the Sharks over 2.5 team total. I think the Sharks get out early and often. I wonder I'm going to quickly look up what the first period team total is for the Sharks. I'm curious on that one. First period team total. Anybody have it? Over a half, minus 132. So again, no, not going to touch them to score a goal in the first period. A little bit too juicy for me. But I like the Sharks. I was very close to taking the Sharks money line as well. I have 11 plays in hockey tonight, so I end up not going and adding one more play on the Sharks. But I do think the Sharks are 100% live dogs tonight versus Vegas on a second leg of a back-to-back after a shootout loss. So give me the Sharks team total over and the over in general. Brandon, how you doing? Hope you're doing well today. We're running through this card. I did not bet this one. I'll have a bet on the last game, though. We've got the Ducks and the Kraken. The Kraken are sitting around minus 130, 6.5 total in this game. Neither of these two teams have played yet. I look at the line movement in this game, and the line is moving towards Seattle from 115 to 130, which is very, very interesting and very tempting for me to go after the Kraken today. I kind of want to. I think I'm going to end up adding the Kraken puck line after today, after the show is over. So sign me up for a little bit of Kraken action. The way that the money's coming in, it looks good. I'm going to fade the Ducks off the rip. I think the Ducks are going to be one of the worst teams in hockey. I think the Kraken are going to be a playoff missing team, but they're going to be like right on the outside looking in. Give me the Kraken tonight. I'll take the Kraken puck line. What is the Kraken puck line sitting at? Kraken puck line. You can get it. Oh, wow. You can get it 2-1 plus 205, 215. I'm going to get 215 on it. Give me the Kraken tonight. Do Rangers lose? I hope so. Hold on, let me flip my camera on for you. I hope they lose tonight. I'm a Sabres fan, but who knows? Or should the over in that game be the play? I think the over in the game could be the play. Sharks Vegas first period over. One reason why I didn't bet it, it was minus 140. Do Sharks win? I think the Sharks win. Yeah, I may add the Kraken and the Sharks after the show. I might just do it. I'm probably just going to do it. So did you watch the Yankees and the Warriors? I did watch the Yankees game last night. And I loved every minute of it because
The Yankees lose.
hopefully that played. Let's see.
The Yankees lose.
That's why the game was awesome last night. But we got one final game on the card tonight, and that's the Flames and the Canucks. The Canucks are minus 205 with a total of 5 and a hook. And this one was a very similar take to the Islander game because the Flames are coming off of a big win. They beat the Oilers. I believe it was in a shootout. It was either a shootout or it was in overtime. One or the other. I don't remember off the top of my head. Let's look. It was a shootout. They won 4-3 in a shootout versus Edmonton. I take the Canucks tonight, and I took them on the puck line. Puck line's plus 130. I feel like this is just me fading the Flames after a huge win. It's a little bit of letdown spot, a battle of Alberta against the Oilers, and then they go and play the Canucks now. I think it's just a little bit of a bad spot for them. I took the Canucks. Also, the line movement kind of helped me out with this one as well because the line opened up around minus 190 and it went all the way up to 205. So I did take the Canucks tonight. I did take their puck line at plus 130. Eagles game under 39.5. I got under 40.5, and yes, I like the under tonight. Any thoughts for Seattle against the Detroit Tigers? I will look at them tomorrow, but I'll probably be on Seattle. But that is all of the games for today. Tomorrow is going to be a short show because if there may not be a show tomorrow. Hold on. Because there's no hockey games. There's one baseball game, which I'm probably going to do a free pick for, and no football. So probably no show tomorrow. And we'll end up being back on Saturday. We'll probably be back on Saturday. College football. Yes, there's college football, but I will do free pick videos for that game tomorrow night between USF and North Texas. I'm going to do one of that tonight. So probably no show tomorrow. Brewers are going to smash tonight. I hope so. I have them tonight. But that is going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We're now sitting at 1372 for followers. Make sure you guys are still following all of the streams. Follow TikTok, follow Earle Sports Bets, pick some parlays on YouTube. But that's going to do it. We will see you guys on. Did you do NFL for Prime Video? No, I'm not gonna do that. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. See you guys on Saturday. Peace out.